Dreams without goals are just dreams, and they ultimately fuel disappointment.
I just can't live my life based upon what other people think about me.
You don't have to compromise yourself. You know, if it's something you don't feel good about, then don't do it.
Top 10, I got a top 10. Got my motivation high for my top 10. Gotta learn from the wise women and men. All my life, like 9 and 9. For my top 10, top 10, top 10, 9 and 9. This one's for my top 10.
Need motivation?
Watch a Top 10 with Believe Nation.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and this channel was created to help you overcome the #1 challenge that is holding you back, a lack of belief in yourself. You watch these videos because you know there's something more inside you too. You have Michael Jordan level talent at something. So get ready to make a difference, ignore the opinions of others, and stick to your guns with Denzel Washington and my take on his top 10 rules of success to give you the confidence, belief, and motivation that you need. Okay, let's kick it off with rule #1. Dreams need goals.
Dreams without goals are just dreams, and they ultimately fuel disappointment. Goals on the road to achievement cannot be achieved without discipline and consistency. I pray that you all put your shoes way under the bed that night so that you got to get on your knees in the morning.
Rule #2, aspire to make a difference.
Anything you want good, you can have. So claim it. Work hard to get it. When you get it, reach back. Pull someone else up. Each one, teach one. Don't just aspire to make a living. Aspire to make a difference.
Rule #3, ignore the opinions of others.
You don't pay a lot of attention to reviews and those kind of things?
Well, you know, you're always affected by opinion, but the more opinions there are of you, of me, the less I look at them, because I just can't live my life based upon what other people think about me. So I can't concern myself too much with what other people think. You know, it's just not healthy. I don't think I could continue to do what I do if I was constantly worrying about what somebody thought about it.
Rule #4, stick to your guns.
You don't have to compromise yourself. You know, if it's something you don't feel good about, then don't do it. The most important choices I've made was to say no. And I've said no many a time to films that I just didn't, especially early on, I just didn't feel comfortable with. There was one script that was brought to me, I called it The Nigga They Couldn't Kill. Because they were like, he was accused of raping this white woman in the 40s, and they tried to hang him, but he didn't die. And they tried to electrocute him. They were like, it's a comedy. I'm like, it ain't funny to me. So I actually called Sidney Poitier, who I was fortunate at that time to be able to call. And I said, you know, this movie, I'm sick. And they offered me $600,000 to play the nigga they couldn't kill. That's what I call it. I wouldn't. And he said to me, and I'll say this to you, he said, the first 2 or 3 or 4 films you make in this industry, Denzel, will determine how you proceed. He said, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but remember that the first 3 or 4 or 5 films you made will determine how you proceed. I turned it down. I turned the money down. I needed the money. I turned it down. 6 months later, I got tried freedom. So stick to your guns. If you don't feel like you should do it, then don't do it. Because you don't want to be, you don't want to be a negative energy on the set. That's how I feel. So I'm like, I ain't doing this because I'm going to slap somebody the second day. So I just, I think the most important decisions you can make as an actress is saying no. It's saying no. You don't have to take your clothes off. If you don't want to, then don't do it.
Also, if you want to have more confidence, check out my 254 series. They're free. The link to join are in the description below.
If you're looking for an excuse, you'll find one. in race.
You can find it wherever you like.
Your son got shot in the face, that's difficult. Making a movie is a luxury. It's a gift.
Fail big. That's right. Fail big. You only live once. So do what you feel passionate about.
Rule number 5, bring your dreams to life.
My wife told me this great expression. To get something you never had, you have to do something you never did. Les Brown's a motivational speaker. He made an analogy about this. He says, imagine you're on your deathbed, and standing around your deathbed are the ghosts representing your unfulfilled potential. The ghost of the ideas you never acted on. The ghost of the talents you didn't use. And they're standing around your bed, angry, disappointed, and upset. They say, we came to you because you could have brought us to life, they say. And now we have to go to the grave together. So I ask you today, how many ghosts are going to be around your bed when your time comes?
Rule number 6, share your gift.
You'll never see a U-Haul behind a hearse. I'll say it again. You'll never see a U-Haul behind a hearse. Now, I've been blessed to make hundreds of millions of dollars in my life. I can't take it with me, and neither can you. So it's not how much you have, it's what you do with what you have. And we all have different gifts. Some money, some love, some patience, some their ability to touch people. But we all have it. Use it. Share it. That's what counts. Not what you're driving, not what you're flying in, not what kind of house you bought your mama, but buy your mama house.
Rule number 7, work hard.
The one thing I'm the most happy about in terms of my career is the fact that I got there with the grace of God, first of all, but short of that, I got there just by working hard, not partying with the right people, not compromising myself in any way or cutting any kind of deals, just by working hard, just by plugging along, sawing wood, as I like to call it. I'm a 20-year overnight sensation.
Rule number 8, fall forward.
I found that nothing in life is worthwhile unless you take risks. Nothing. Nelson Mandela said, there is no passion to be found playing small and settling for a life that's less than the one you're capable of living. Now, I'm sure in your experiences in school and applying to college and picking your major and deciding what you want to do with life, I'm sure people have told you to make sure you have something to fall back on. Make sure you got something to fall back on, honey. But I never understood that concept, having something to fall back on. If I'm going to fall, I don't want to fall back on anything except my faith. I want to fall forward. I figure at least this way I'll see what I'm going to hit. Fall forward. This is what I mean. Reggie Jackson struck out 2,600 times in his career, the most in the history of baseball. But you don't hear about the strikeouts. People remember the home runs. Fall forward. Thomas Edison conducted 1,000 failed experiments. Did you know that? I didn't know that. Because the 1,001st was the light bulb. Fall forward. Every failed experiment is one step closer to success.
Rule number 9, take what's useful.
Bruce Lee, studied many martial arts. Bruce Lee fan. And he always said, take what's useful. So I've taken from different styles, and my youngest daughter, Olivia, is an actress now. She's at NYU. In fact, she just finished her first movie with Lee Daniels. Yeah. She's doing it. And I tell her that, there is no one discipline, there is no one gospel when it comes to acting. So I take a little from this, take a little from that.
And rule number 10, the last one before a very special bonus clip, is tell great stories.
I had breakfast with Archbishop Desmond Tutu and lunch with Nelson Mandela. Wow. And actually, when he came to the States, the last time he came to California, came to our house.
Well, that's pretty good. Now, see,
I'll tell you a funny story too. Yeah. He'll be mad at me for telling this, but I'll tell it anyway. Sylvester Stallone, he lives up we're like in a gated community. He lives over there. And he wasn't invited. I would have invited him, but we had about maybe 40, 50 people there, you know, and I had my children. I said, you can invite one friend, and, you know, Oprah Winfrey, different people were there. And the security, they had security helicopters like it was the president. Yeah. They're like, Mr. Washington, Rocky's out front. He's pacing. he's like looking in the gate. I said, he's like, should we let him in? I'm like, yeah, let Sylvester come in. They said he was outside looking sad. Like, man, can you see Rocky? Hey, Mr. Mandela, how you doing? Mr. Mandela, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Yo, Adrian. It's Mandela here. It's Mandela over here.
Now I have a bonus clip on how to not quit that I think you're going to enjoy. But before that, it's time for the 3-point landing questions. Let's go from just watching a video to taking action. Here we go. Question number 1. Whose opinions do you need to stop listening to? Number 2, what's the gift that you have that you need to share? And number 3, how can you add some goals to your dreams to make them more clear? And if you like this video and promise you take action after watching it, we don't just watch videos, we take action. Put a hashtag believe down in the comments below, make that promise to yourself, and then get to work.
You will fail at some point in your life. Accept it. You will lose. You will embarrass yourself. You will suck at something. There's no doubt about it. And I know that's probably not a traditional message for a graduation ceremony, but hey, I'm telling you, embrace it because it's inevitable. And I should know. In the acting business, you fail all the time. Early on in my career, I auditioned for a part in a Broadway musical. Perfect role for me, I thought, except for the fact that I can't sing. So I'm in the wings. I'm about to go on stage, but the guy in front of me, he's singing like Pavarotti. He's just, and he's just going on and on and on. And I'm just shrinking. I'm getting smaller and smaller. So they say, oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And you'll be hearing from us. So I come out with my little sheet music, and it was Just My Imagination by the Temptations. That's what I came up with. So I hand it to the accompanist, and she looks at it and looks at me and looks out at the director and was like, all right. So I start, you know, I'm going to sing. I'm like, it's just my imagination once again, and then coming away with me. And they're not saying anything, so I'm thinking I'm getting better. So I just start getting into it. It was just my imagination. Running. They say, oh, yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Washington. Thank you. So I assumed I didn't get the job. But the next part of the audition, he called me back. The next part of the audition is the acting part of the audition. So I'm like, hey, okay, maybe I can't sing, but I know I can act. So they pair me with this guy. And again, I didn't know about musical theater. And musical theater is big, so they can reach everyone all the way in the back of the stadium. And I'm more from a realistic, naturalistic kind of acting where you actually talk to the person next to you. So I don't know what my line was. My line was, well, hand me the cup. And his line was, well, I will hand you the cup, my dear. The cup will be there to be handed to you. And I said, oh, okay. Well, should I give you the cup back? Oh, yes, you should give it back to me because you know that is my cup and it should be given back to me. I didn't get the job. But here's the thing. I didn't quit. I didn't fall back. I walked out of there to prepare for the next audition and the next audition and the next audition. I prayed. I prayed and I prayed. But I continued to fail and fail and fail. But it didn't matter because you know what?
There's an old saying, you hang around the barbershop long enough, sooner or later you're going to get a haircut. So you will catch a break, and I did catch a break. Last year, I did a play called Fences on Broadway. Someone talked about it. Won the Tony Award. And I didn't have to sing, by the way. But here's the kicker. It was at the Court Theater. It was at the same theater that I failed that first audition 30 years prior. The point is, and I'll pick up the pace, the point is every graduate here today has the training and the talent to succeed. But do you have the guts to fail?
If you want another awesome video in our Black Excellence series, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.